Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to the NFL Sunday Morning Show right here on the Hardcorr Sports Network. I'm here with my guys, Nikki Steves, football. Oh wait, football talk with Bo is not even here yet. Okay, James from the Steelers by the Lake podcast and Big C from Finn Posse podcast. How's everyone doing?
Doing good, man. How about you guys?
I'm doing good. I'm ready for my game today. Ready for
Waking
mine.
up.
Yeah, Big C. What about you, man? How you doing, dude?
You don't see my face?
Sorry, I was looking over here. I'm like, gotcha. Anyways,
We got blown out by the Cleveland Browns, man. How you think I'm doing?
Oh my god, dude.
At least you
Who
saw it coming and it wasn't a surprise. You know, it'd be worse if it was a surprise.
I mean, come on, the Browns.
who you guys against today? Who you ever buy?
Atlanta.
Oh gosh.
Another primetime matchup.
Another top running back that we got to face, giving up 160 yards on the ground a game. You know,
What could possibly go wrong, right?
So we're gonna do something new here. So I've been watching this podcast called NBA Now and Then, and what they do is that they make comparisons about certain players, like from now in the past. Like one of them, for example, was Jaron McCain to Steph Curry. So I have a list of players mixed from past and present from ChatGPT. I'm gonna go through it randomly, pick one, and then one of you is gonna have to find a comparison, either that player's from now to past. So let's just get right into it. What is up, chat? How's everyone doing here? So let me just scroll down here. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna go with okay. So James, I'm gonna start with you. Warren Moon. So who is Warren Moon's comparison? If you had to think of one.
I don't know. Low-key, Warren Moon was really good, man. He tortured me as a Steelers fan like my whole childhood.
I know, I picked the wrong one.
No, I'm very familiar with him. He was a really good quarterback. I feel like he would almost be like a Joe Burrow type, where he didn't scramble a lot. He was real accurate, real like a technician, a surgeon with tearing apart a defense, but didn't have like the postseason success to really match up with how good he was of a quarterback. I think Warren Moon was probably a top 5 guy for a lot of his career, just never had a team around him good enough. And I feel like that's kind of what's going on with Burrow too. A real precise dude, doesn't scramble a ton. Maybe it's because of his offensive line always being the worst in the NFL. But the team in general has never been good enough for them to really make that push.
Mm-hmm. All right, Nikki. So for your player, 1, 2, 3. We're gonna go with Luke Kuechly, the linebacker from Carolina. So who's his comparison if you had to pick a player right now?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Thank you to ChatGPT, because there was no way I would have thought of all these names. What is up, chat? Our crew's in the chat. It's just an excuses for Burrow. Burrow asked for this.
Yo, that's actually a pretty good one. Luke.
Yeah, if you take all the time you need, man, and then I'll scroll for big C here. So 1, 2, 3.
So you need somebody ultra athletic who's really into the tape study and diagnoses stuff and sees it before it's going to happen, because that's who Kuechly was, man. Like, Kuechly knew every play before it was going to happen.
I remember the time when he had 3 interceptions in that one game, and he ran 2 to the house.
Yeah,
and I had him on fantasy for that game. My buddy was like, he called me. He's like, dude, I need Luke Kuechly. Let me go find him. I'm like, dude, look at my roster right now. He's like, oh, can I have him? No. So who you got?
I would think one would be an active one, even though he's on the wind down in his career. Bobby Wagner is a similar type.
Mm-hmm.
because there is that similar type of skill set between them. Oh, the difference is longevity, but there is that comparison of the football IQ, both guys being able to read the plays and be difference makers for their team, because sometimes with Wagner, he gets lost because Richard Sherman was the star of the show, but don't forget Bobby Wagner was there for a reason for a long time. He was a really good linebacker, and he was a difference maker too.
Mm-hmm.
Forget that, but
So, Big C, yours is Camp Bailey. So,
ooh,
if you could pick any player right now, who would your comparison be to Camp Bailey?
oh, this would have been a good one, but I'll let Big C take the floor.
And we're gonna do this again. We're gonna do another round
All right.
of this. Yeah, shout out to my guys, NBA Now and Then. If you guys are a big basketball fan and you like comparisons, go check them out, because I listen to them all the time when I'm just sitting around doing YouTube stuff.
I mean, to be honest, I don't think there's a cornerback in this league right now that's as good as Champ Bailey was. But
Right.
I mean, for me, the best answer is probably another Denver Broncos, Pastor Tain. I think he's probably the closest to Champ Bailey, but Champ Bailey was a different animal. Like, Champ Bailey was a really, really good corner.
Yeah, he was top of his class. There was that period of time you'd say him and Darrell Revis were the 1 and 2, whichever order you put them in.
Did a heck of a return man when given an opportunity too. You put him on punt or kick return duty, and he could take it at any time.
I forgot about that, actually. I forgot that he returned kicks.
Yeah.
Too.
No, I don't think he did his whole career, but when he did, he was dangerous.
Yeah. All right. So, James, right back at you. So, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna go with Demaryius Thomas.
Ooh.
Another Bronco. So if you could pick, I gotta stop picking Broncos. It's not my fault. All right. So if you had to, that's a name we haven't heard in a while.
Yeah, that's a tougher one for me.
It is. If you want to respin, I could do it again. But if you find one, it's good. But if you need another one, I could just respin.
You know, Demaryius Thomas, I know this is James's question, but they're different play style. Listen, different play styles, but he reminds me of Jalen Waddle a lot, just because he never quite lived up to that number one dominant wide receiver role, in my opinion. You know what I mean? He was drafted high. He was supposed to be that number one guy. And same with Jalen Waddle. Completely different play styles. Demaryius Thomas was a bigger wide receiver. Jalen Waddle's more of a speed receiver, but just never living up to that hype. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that. That's what I was struggling with. Is like, to me, Demaryius Thomas was never like an A-tier wide receiver. He was
he was never great.
Yeah. So I was trying to come up with a guy that was like a B-tier wide receiver who was never really like on the outside looking into the Pro Bowl kind of thing, and a bigger dude. And that's just, it's tough to find the right guy for something like that.
All right. So, James, you want me to? I'll do a respin for you then. I'll
Sure.
just give that one to Big
Sure.
C.
Yeah.
All right. 3.
I don't want that to be mine.
Yeah, give him another one too.
I'll give you both another one. Screw that.
There's
3,
no rules.
2, 1.
No holds barred.
True. Stephon Gilmore.
Okay.
All right, James. Stephon Gilmore, if you had to think of a comparison for him.
Yeah, again, we're just looking one of the better corners out there, right?
You know, Darius Slay was right underneath it. Clay.
Not a bad comparison, honestly.
I know.
A couple of years ago, Darius Slay, we'd be putting him in that category.
Right.
Yeah. Trying to think as far as corners that would kind of match up with what he was kind of like in his prime. maybe like a J.C. Horn. J.C. Horn's having a nice start to his career. He's a pretty good corner.
I like
I could
J.C.
see
Horn
some
a lot.
similarities there where J.C. could take off and get 7 or 8 in a season.
I really like that one. I like J.C. Horn a lot. All right, Nikki, you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, so for you, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got Percy Harvin.
Ooh.
I loved Percy Harvin. My God, he was one of my favorite players.
Percy Harvin. Yeah, that's an interesting one because you got a talented receiver who didn't really have a long peak, but
Right.
when he did play, he was really good, but also was kind of a head case at times. I'm trying to think of someone along those lines, like really good, but can be somewhat of a head case. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't know about that, but all right, let me see. Maybe Tyreek Hill and some. I don't know. No, I'm thinking. No,
You're getting some nods of approval here, Nikki.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I could go there because they were really good receivers, great speedsters, knew how to make plays, but sometimes, their attitude rubbed teammates the wrong way and it pushed them out the door. And plus, they're both Super Bowl winning receivers too. Although Tyreek Hill stayed on teams longer and was more of an impact player. But don't forget Percy Harvin, especially in Minnesota, he really early on, he looked like he was going to be one of those top guys. Like he was going to be the next Randy Moss for a minute. Or he was going to be the next Terrell Owens type tier. And for a minute or two, he was. Even later in his career, when he was utilized, he was still good. Like, remember the Super Bowl at MetLife, he started off with that kick return that all unofficially put the game away early in the second half. So even then, he was still an impact player in Seattle. Then when he went to the Jets, that's kind of like the beginning of the end of his career. But then again, the Jets usually are. But yeah, the skill set was kind of similar, and so was the locker room attitude. So that's where I draw the comparison. Although Hill had more longevity.
All right. So
I mean, I don't think I like to comment on all of them. I don't think Percy Harvin was near the receiver like a Randy Moss or even Tyreek Hill, but what matches up for me is how dynamic they are with the ball in their hands. They, once you get the ball in their hands, like there could be fireworks on any given play, and they both are a little bit of head case, but yeah. Not so much he's in that top tier receiver list, just so dynamic, both of them with the ball in their hands.
Yep. And actually, Big C, yours is Torrey Holt. Torrey Holt from the Rams.
Oh, I just thought of one, but I'll let you take the floor.
It's okay, Bo. Take your time, man. Take your time. Internet issues, get through that. Yeah, to reset your modem.
You could see some T. Higgins in him, maybe.
Harvin's attitude really killed his career. That's what Bo said. Yeah, not wrong. I just love playing with Percy Harvin and Madden. I was the guy that kept on running back and forth with him, and then just taking it out every time.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's easier when it's not my turn.
I feel you.
I come up with names when it's not my turn real fast.
So was Torrey Holt the number 2 to Isaac Bruce, basically? I mean, they were both really good.
I thought he was number 1 and Bruce's too. That's the way I saw it.
Isaac Bruce was the number 1, and then Torrey Holt overtook him later on. But when at first Isaac Bruce was by far the number 1 receiver there. Man, an older receiver that reminds me of Torrey Holt is Reggie Wayne, but they played around the same time.
Right. That would still count. If you want to go with that, I'll give you that one.
There's got to be someone in the league like Torrey Holt.
All right. I got a backup one as well. So if you need a different one, I got a backup.
What's the backup one?
Thinking of a current guy.
Who was? Wait, Nikki,
Mike.
who is the comparison for that?
I was thinking Mike Evans because they're both really skilled difference makers, but didn't always get the credit and didn't always have the flashiest personality and weren't always the most marketable name and somewhat underrated for their value.
I just think they're completely different players. You know what I mean?
All right, so the backup one is Reggie Bush.
Mm.
The backup one is Reggie Bush.
That's a fun one.
Yeah, which player right now compares to Reggie Bush?
I mean, Reggie Bush, he's not nearly as good as this guy I'm going to list, but Christian McCaffrey. I mean, he can run the ball. He can catch the ball phenomenally. Can make you miss in the open field. Just an all-around back. Reggie wasn't that great in the backfield. He did have 1,000 yards rushing with the Dolphins. He was underrated. They didn't give him quite the chance because he was undersized. Even Devon Achane's a good comp. You know what I mean? I think Devon Achane's a really good comp. Miami uses him out the backfield a whole lot. Both undersized, shifty, very shifty backs. I mean, Reggie Bush had probably the best game from a running back I ever seen. I think it was USC versus Maryland, where he had like 500 total yards. It was just he was ridiculous in college. He was absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to go Achane. I think he's closer to Achane than McCaffrey.
All right. So another one here, James, JJ Watt. Who's the comparison to JJ Watt?
JJ's a tough one, man, because at that size to be that athletic is just a rare thing, man.
Right.
I'm trying to think on the D line because it's tough for guys that are that big, that tall, and still real athletic.
Hi, Butterfly.
Hi,
David. Yeah, if you guys have one for JJ Watt, I know that's gonna be it. You guys can jump on in there. I'm trying to think of one as well.
Maybe Aid Hutchinson.
He was bigger though because he was a 300-pounder. Like,
yeah.
Almost.
What's the kid from the Bengals? Trey Henderson.
Hendrickson. You know who I'm thinking is more the Saints defensive end. He's an older dude now, like 34 years old. Cam Jordan, yeah. That's probably a similar, not the same peak as JJ Watt, but when you're talking from like a size, length, athleticism kind of thing, Cam Jordan is a very similar mold to him.
Maybe Nick Bosa.
Bosa too, like isn't he more like a 265, 270 kind of dude?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, these are great pass rushers. It's just tough to find that. It's 6'6", 300-pound and athletic. It's just a really, really rare combination. Usually once they hit 300 pounds, they're not very athletic anymore.
Vic says Dexter Lawrence.
I could see Dexter to a degree. Yeah, I think JJ probably in his peak was a bit more athletic than Dexter, but Dexter very, very dominant in his peak.
So you're going to go with Dexter? Who you still thinking there? It's a tough one.
No, I think I'll stay with Cam Jordan on it. I don't think there's a great one-for-one comparison in the NFL right now on that. It's just such a rare thing. Like Peppers back in the day for the Panthers. Like he was that kind of dude where he was 6'6", 285, ultra athletic, could really line up anywhere on the D-line, on the edge or the interior. You get a guy like that once like every 10 to 15 years. Most of these big boys in the middle, even the more athletic ones, are not the athlete that JJ was.
No. So, Nikki, we're going to stay on the defensive side of the ball. Ndamukong Suh. Ndamukong Suh. So, who's the comparison to him?
That's a good one.
Who's the dirtiest player in the league right now?
True.
Yeah, it would have been a few years ago. This would have been the obvious Vontaze Burfict, but now,
yeah,
it's interesting.
GPT again.
Yeah, but as far as like all on the field goes. I mean, some comparisons with his style of play, putting aside the dirty aspects of his game, you could look at guys like Hutchinson and Donald, even though Donald's recently retired. There is the talent there, and they could, when he was in the right state of mind, could be a difference maker and make plays. Even in Tampa Bay for that brief period of time, he helped out that defensive line too. So he was still always a talented player. And then you see, of course, Hutchinson. Although Hutchinson, I'd say his peak's a little higher than Sue, especially when he's on. You see how much of a difference maker he's been for the Lions, especially during
he's more of an edge rusher. Sue was more of a D tackle.
Aaron Donald. Shane says in the chat there.
Quinnen Williams is kind of a game wrecker like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I can see Jalen Carter to some degree is becoming that guy too. There's another one. Especially seeing this year, our D line with him versus without him, it's two completely different pass rushes.
Night and day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as Jalen Carter's not spinning on anybody, I think we're good there. All right. So big C, 3, 2. Oh, okay. There we go. Huh. Dan Marino.
Perfect.
Did that really randomly come up?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Who you got for Dan Marino?
I think as far as arm talent goes, the only one that I can compare is Aaron Rodgers. The quick release, the accuracy, the arm strength. It's good. I mean, you got to be all-time great if you're talking about Dan Marino. Dan Marino, I know I'm a Dolphins fan, but Dan Marino had the greatest right arm I ever seen throw a football. Just the way it flung out of his hand, the way he was able to get it out of there so quickly, his pocket presence. I gotta go with Aaron Rodgers.
All right. So we're done with the comparisons now. Again, if you guys want to check out basketball comparisons, NBA Now and Then, go check them out. Really great podcast. Now, top 5 to watch at the trade deadline. The trade deadline is coming up on Tuesday. So if you guys can think of any teams to watch out for that might make a move. So let's start off with Nikki on this one. Nikki, who do you think will make a move? Which team? You can come up with as many teams as you want, or just with one.
One team I could think of is maybe the Giants might make a move for wide receiver because Malik Neighbors, as talented as he is, he's second straight season he's missed time due to injury. You got to wondering, is he really going to be available for you in the long term? So the Giants might be looking for another receiver now that they have something with Dart. They're like, all right, let's get Jackson Dart a receiver now that we know can be on the field. There might be some, especially some of those teams like the Dolphins or Saints where the Giants could trade, give them an extra pick, and they'll take the trade offer because they're like, look, we're not doing anything great this year. Let's just take an extra pick, help invest in the future. So that could be a possibility. They want to make a move now.
Yeah.
And maybe another team like also on the look at.
All right, I'm going to answer Anthony's question here. What about Justin Herbert? Justin Herbert to Dan Marino? Or is he more of a John Elway?
Neither. How dare you even mention Justin Herbert in either of those guys' names? Like, not even close.
Maybe the Eagles might make a move on the secondary front. They might be looking to get someone because they know that secondary, especially if they end up getting cooked by the Giants again, especially with Adoree Jackson being out, the Eagles might be desperate for some immediate help with the secondary. I could see them maybe making a move, trying to go get someone to help with that secondary. There's another team possibly right there. Maybe the Vikings might want to help with their offensive line.
So James, a team to watch out for.
I could see the Ravens trying to make a move to help that defense out. with Lamar supposed to miss another game today, with not fully healthy from that hamstring yet. If they lose today to the Bears, they'd be sitting at 1-6, and the defense has been a bigger issue than the offense without Lamar this year. Losing Nnamdi Madubuike was just a dagger to that defense. That was really, really awful for them. So I could see them trying to trade for some defensive line help to try and shore up that defense a little bit to get it to the point where they can start winning some close games again rather than getting crushed every week.
But your Steelers fandom is loving this, isn't it?
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, I love every second of it. I'm going to be cheering for the Bears hardcore today. but there's no lead that's safe when Lamar Jackson comes back fully healthy. So you could be up by 4 games, and I don't think it's enough because the Steelers have proven year after year that they're very good at late season meltdowns.
Yes.
All right, Big C, a team to watch out for at the trade deadline.
I mean, like he has said, the Giants are a team that I think are possibly in the market for a wide receiver, but teams that I think that should be interested in making a move. I mean, if I was the Rams, I'd be looking to add more talent. You don't know how long Matthew Stafford has left. I would go all in if I was the Rams. If I was the Colts, I'd be looking to add some more offensive playmakers to that football team. They've been great this year. Listen, go out and take a chance. The AFC is down this year. Who else? Maybe Green Bay making some moves. As far as sellers, I the Miami Dolphins should be big sellers. So, maybe the Jets should be sellers. So there's a couple teams that maybe you should be able to get some talented players from.
A lot of people saying the Saints should be selling too.
Yeah,
they got to sell.
What is it, Olave? That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, what if you were your own favorite team's general manager? What moves would you make at the trade deadline? So we're going to start off with James on this one.
Everybody and their mother's calling for Pittsburgh to get another wide receiver. I just don't see it because their offense doesn't use a second wide receiver that much. Plus, they have a couple of young guys they really like. So that's not the direction I would go. I probably would be more trying to see if I could acquire a cornerback because the last couple of weeks haven't been real good for Slay and for Ramsey trying to cover elite wide receivers. They got absolutely exposed in man coverage. Now, previous to last week, Ramsey was having himself a real good season, but he could not hang with Chase to save his life last week. And you're going to have to get past elite wide receivers to make a run in the playoffs. So not that anybody's going to be looking to give up top-tier corners or corners that can actually run with really athletic wide receivers, but I think that's the most glaring need on the team right now.
I heard Sauce may be available.
Sauce? Man, I'd take Sauce in a heartbeat, but you'd have to give up a lot to get him.
You would.
We'll take Slay. Can we have Slay back?
Yes, please.
Slay for Cooper DeJean. I'm in.
Oh, no, we're not doing that.
All right, Nikki, if you were Howie Roseman, what moves would you make during the trade deadline?
Well, for starters, if anything,
quarterback.
I would consider signing a free agent to fill the gap for the remainder of this season. I don't care if it's Asante Samuel Jr. or even what's his name is, or even maybe make a trade temporarily for a veteran like a Stephon Gilmore or something just to fill the gap because you need that help on the secondary for the season.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can just give up a later pick or something for that. So something you don't have to give up much for that just helps you out for this season.
All right. Big C.
If I was the Dolphins general manager,
Yeah.
I'd smother myself.
I guess that works. That works. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I'd do if I was the Dolphins general manager. Stephen Ross made it clear at the beginning of the season that the status quo was not going to be good enough, and now we're sitting at 1-6. We've regressed in every single way. Our quarterback looks like he's regressed. He's still got a lot of money owed to him. You know, the correct answer would be trade for future assets. Try to find a way to move on from Tua Tagovailoa, but if we release him next year, it's a $99 million cap hit. So we're kind of stuck with him for another season. So, I mean, you could go a plethora of ways. You could stand packed and hopefully have a good draft next year and sign some more free agents in key areas. And hopefully the rookies from this year perform better next year and give it one more go. Or you could trade away what assets you have for future draft stock. But if I'm a guy that is on a hot seat and might not be here for the future, what do I look like trading away my talent? So
yeah,
I don't know what I would do if I was Chris Greer. I guess it depends on what Stephen Ross is telling me behind the scenes. Like, am I safe next year or am I looking for new employment? Because if I'm safe, then I'm trading. If I'm still fighting for my job, then I'm not trading away anything.
correct. Right. Actually, for me, for the Eagles, we need an edge rusher. I know a lot of ours are injured right now. We just brought back Brandon Graham. Brandon Graham came out of retirement just to play for us for a couple years. And I'm like, I'm so against that. It's not even funny. So I'm like, just get an edge rusher. Get one who's actually healthy. Then we'll get Nolan Smith back and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Brandon Graham back. So actually, I just found this on Twitter, James. You guys are wearing this for the game tonight?
That's it, man. It's the throwbacks today, so
Wait,
it'll be interesting.
Those are different though than any other ones I've seen, right?
Yeah.
That's the first time I've
haven't
seen
worn
it.
this particular one since like the 90s, and they changed it up. So previously, the symbol you see on his left shoulder was in the middle, and the jersey number was up there, which is how the jerseys were back then. But you couldn't tell on the broadcast who was carrying the ball and who was making the tackles. So they had to make the jersey numbers bigger and put them in the center of the jersey.
Yeah, but they didn't used to have the black V neither, right? It was just black stripes.
There's a different version of it. So yeah, there is one that was just the stripes too. But this one they haven't used since like the 90s. The last pictures I saw with it was with Barry Foster wearing it. So that kind of gives you a time frame of how long it's been.
University of Pittsburgh, played with Dan Marino.
Barry had one really good year for the Steelers, broke their rushing record for the single season, and nobody's broken it since, which is crazy with some of the running backs that's come through there.
I like those uniforms besides the color of the pants. If the color of the pants were black or white.
Yeah. Yep. And that's just what a lot of teams did back then, was the beige pants. So a lot of people are saying the same thing that you just said, that if they would go with black pants with it, it would really look pretty nice.
All right. So, right, let me get this schedule up. Upset of the week. So if you guys had to pick, I'm going to share the screen right now. Who's going to be the upset of the week? So, all right, Nikki, let's start off with you. If you had to pick a game to be the upset of the week, and the Monday night game is the Commanders at the Chiefs. Yeah, good.
I mean, one that comes to mind, I mean, it's not going to be so great for us as Eagles fans, but I could see, I mean, obviously the Giants, but it's possible. But then even the Cowboys against the Broncos, I mean, we saw that Broncos defense was vulnerable last week, and say what you want to say about Dak, but he's been having a really good season. He might play good enough for them to carry them to a high-scoring win over the Broncos, especially with those weapons on offense. It could see. I obviously want the Broncos to win as an Eagles fan, but I could realistically see the Cowboys winning, and I would not be surprised if it does end up happening. Because the Broncos offense really waits till the fourth quarter to come on. It's almost like the 2011 team all over again.
Mm-hmm. All right. Big C, if you had to pick an upset for the week, who would you go with?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few, like he had said, Philadelphia had beat you, or the Giants had beat you guys once this year, but they haven't won in Philly since 2013, I think. Dallas does have a tremendous offense. In Denver, is Denver really a good 5-2 team, or are they a lucky 5-2 team? And then the Miami Dolphins possibly beating the Atlanta Falcons. I'm not going to pick the Miami Dolphins. I refuse to pick them the rest of the year. But at some point, the amount of talent, because the Miami Dolphins do have talent on this roster, at some point you would think that the talent, 1 out of 17 weeks, would come and play and produce at a high level at least 1 week. You know what I mean? So these guys they know that people's jobs are on the line. Tua's knowing that his job's on the line. So maybe the Miami Dolphins beat on a Falcons team that's going with Kirk Cousins today, and maybe they can slow down the run and force Kirk into committing some turnovers.
All right. David in the chat actually went with the Cleveland Browns going against the New England Patriots as his upset. Okay.
The Browns did shock the Packers earlier in the year, so you never know.
Yeah. James, what about you? The upset of the week.
I'm going to choose the one everybody's been dancing around so far, which is the Giants over the Eagles today. Not that I think it's going to happen, but I could see it happening just because the Giants have been a lot more exciting and a lot more fun to watch. It seems like with Jackson Dart in the lineup, it's kind of given a jolt in the arm, like a shot in the arm. Everybody's got a little bit more energy out there. They're playing a little bit better. You never know when Cam Scatabo is going to actually run right directly through somebody's chest and come out the other side, which is just a fun thing to watch as a running back playing. So I could see it happening. I don't know that I'll pick that when it comes time to actually pick the winners for this week, but I could see the Giants pulling off the upset.
I want to try to pick one. I'm just curious, which one's the upset of this? The Bears or the Ravens? I can't see the Ravens winning this at all, but
breaking Cousins is starting in place of Penix this.
Yep. They announced that yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
9. That's not. Actually, I can honestly see Houston because the Niners are banged up. I think that's one. It's not that much. We're doing a home. There you go, Ryan. There you go. All right. So, James, I'm taking something from your playbook from last week. What's your lock for the week? If you guys had to pick a win for this week. So, James, I'm going to start with you on this one.
All right. I hate that I'm going to say this team, but here we go. Cincinnati Bengals are going to be my lock. The Jets just been pathetic in every way, and I understand Sauce is out today too. So I could see Flacco throwing for about 400 versus the Jets.
Yeah.
And the Bengals ripping off another win without their starting quarterback, which is just nuts, but here it comes.
Nikki?
I'm going to go for a lock. I'm going to go with Indianapolis over Tennessee.
Okay.
It's fair.
Alex, my second one. Big C, what about you?
I'm going Kansas City over Washington.
Yeah, that was my one of mine I was going to go with, but I felt like that was too easy. So for me, I'm going Eagles over the Giants. That's my lock, man. We need to beat the Giants here. I can't afford to be swept. We cannot afford being swept to the Giants with Brandon Graham back, which I still can't stand. So, other than that.
Wasn't he a Michigan man?
Yeah. That's the thing. Because on my Eagles podcast, right? I said that, and everyone was like, wait, are you a Michigan fan? I'm like, yeah. Why? I can't. I can't. I don't want a former player.
Yeah, obviously they haven't been following you that long because everyone else knows you're a Michigan fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought Brandon Graham was a Michigan guy. You should love him.
I do love him, but I'm like, enough is enough, man.
Exactly.
Enough is enough. We won. We won the Super Bowl. Perfect ending. Stay off into the sunset. But no, he came back. And I'm like, anyways, let's go to predictions of the, or not predictions here. So, Big C, you're going with the Falcons?
Yeah. Yep.
Everyone here going with the Falcons?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Jets at the Bengals. I think everyone's going with the Bengals here.
Yep, Bengals.
Got to until the Jets show some sign of life, which just is not happening.
Right. Browns at the Patriots. I'm going Patriots.
You should be keeping track of this so we can give out some kind of award who gets the most right at the end of the season.
I'll go back. But we're doing that for the predictions. For the standings, remember? We did that at the standings. So,
I
I'll
keeping track of
back.
mine so I can give you a tally of mine at the end of the season.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I got mine too because it's on the pick'ems here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Nicky got his too.
I'm gonna go Patriots on this as much as I think the Browns could shock them. The Patriots are playing too good.
All right. Nicky.
I'm going Patriots.
All right. Big C.
Patriots.
All right. I think that one's pretty much a lock. This is my lock. Anybody going Giants?
No, even though I said that.
Now you guys are like, no, everybody else said of the week, but no. Okay. All right. Let's see here. What's the next one? Doo-doo-doo. This could have been my lock.
Could have been. There's another one too.
It's still funny that the Panthers are 4-3. Don't find that funny to me.
I think the Panthers could win this game. I'm not picking them, but Buffalo's terrible against the run, and
yeah,
the Panthers can run the ball. Rico has been great this year. Don't be surprised.
Are the Bills getting those guys off of suspension this week? I feel like they had 2 defensive linemen that had 6-game suspensions. I know Larry Ogunjobi was one, and then they had another guy that was suspended for like 6 games to start the year.
I'm not sure, but they need some kind of help.
Yeah, they might need more than those guys, but I think they're getting a couple D linemen back.
Joe in the chat goes, Tua called out sick. I don't know if that's legit or not, but probably not. All right, Nicky, you want Bills?
Yes, I am. But it could be the Panther could get an upset, but I still got Buffalo winning this game.
Mm-hmm. All right. Oh, I keep on forgetting. We have a Panthers guy in the network. I'm keep on forgetting to bring him on here. I keep on forgetting. And yes, there's actually Panthers fans out there, people who want to know. There's actually a Panthers fan. I can't believe I found one either. It's Bears at the Ravens. I think everyone's going Bears.
Yeah, especially with Lamar being out. I'll take the Bears in this one.
Every time I've picked the Bears this year, they've lost. But I'm going to take them again anyway.
Kind of have to at this point.
Yeah.
Big C, what about you?
I'm going with the Ravens. They're starting Tyler Huntley. He's had success when filling in for Lamar Jackson in the past. I think the Bears are inconsistent for me. I'm going to take the Ravens to save their season for another week.
And Joe actually did say he was added to the injury report with illness, but not out yet. Okay. so
he is sick.
Yeah. Niners at the Texans. This was my upset, but I'm going with the Niners.
Yeah, you'd think at some point in time these injuries are going to catch up with the Niners, but they keep on winning somehow.
I don't know how.
Yeah,
I'm like, what are you doing here?
I can't pick against them until it does actually catch up against them, and I don't think the Texans are the team to knock them down.
Nicky?
I'm going to go with the 49ers at this point because they're still finding ways to win and still doing their thing, even with a better team. But they're also going against the Texans, who have done a complete 180 from what they were a few years ago. So I'm taking them in this case. I'll take the 49ers to keep that luck going, at least for one more week.
Big C, who you got?
I mean, this is an interesting game. DeMarco Ryan's playing his former team. The Texans got a top defense, but Christian McCaffrey's playing lights out. The Texans are without Nico Collins today, so I'm going San Francisco.
All right. Buccaneers at the Saints. Anybody going Saints?
I am.
Oh, okay.
This is the other one that I thought somebody could have used as a stone cold lock for the day because I don't know, the Saints have a whole lot going on for them right now, so I'm going Buccaneers.
The Saints have been close to a couple of games, and there's a lot of injuries for Tampa's offense.
A ton.
A lot. Nikki, you're going with the Buccaneers?
Of course, yes.
All right. Cowboys at the Broncos. I'm going Broncos. What are you guys going with?
I think honestly, Broncos kind of got lucky last week off of two mixed extra points and a missed field goal from the Giants kicker. And I don't see that happening from the Cowboys. The Cowboys offense is looking crazy good right now. So I'm going to take the Cowboys in the upset on this one.
Same here. I want the Broncos, but I think the Cowboys are going to take the upset in this one.
I agree. I like the Cowboys too.
I can never pick the Cowboys. Titans at the Colts. Anybody
Colts
going
by 20?
Yeah.
Colts destroy them.
Yeah.
Who beat the Colts?
Indiana Jones is going to go for 400 today.
Who
Jacksonville, I think. Jacksonville, maybe?
I honestly forget.
I think it might have been Jacksonville.
Maybe you're right. Let's see. Packers at the Steelers. I'm going Packers. Big James, you're going with Steelers?
The only reason that I'm going to take Pittsburgh is because they typically bounce back from Thursday night losses so well. I think it should be a good game, and I kind of expect there to be a lot of points today. But I'm going to take the Steelers begrudgingly, although I think Green Bay is probably the better team right now.
All right. Big Nikki, who you got?
I'm going to get this. Green Bay is the better team right now, but this could be This could be another game, but I don't know. The Steelers' defense has been. It's good. I'm going to go with Green Bay, but this could be a good game though too.
All right. Big C, what about you?
I'm going with the Steelers. I know that James said that the corners are struggling for Pittsburgh, but Green Bay doesn't have elite wide receivers, so I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh at home.
That's the reason I think they're going to do better. You're 100% right, is that the Green Bay wide receiver core is nothing in comparison to the Cincinnati wide receiver core.
The only reason I could see the Steelers winning if Aaron Rodgers actually takes this as like a revenge game and he goes off for like 4 touchdowns.
That's what he did week 1 versus the Jets. So there's reason to think that he will.
And Commanders at the Chiefs.
Kansas City.
Yeah, the Chiefs are really rolling right now, and Washington looks like a mess. So I got to go Chiefs.
Yeah, Daniel's injured again. Chiefs got Rice back. They look like they're full go again. I'm going Chiefs.
Exactly. Thank God I have Mahomes and Kelsey in fantasy. That's all I got to say. Thank you for that. Who's ever in the Hardcorr Sports Fantasy League, thank you for letting me get Mahomes and Kelsey. Thank you.
I'll tell you, this is what I was worried about with Jaden Daniels when he came out. You know, the talent was never in question. It was the size and the durability. skinny quarterbacks like that, when you start getting hit a bunch, man, it's tough to stay healthy. So I hope he's able to put on a little more muscle like Lamar Jackson did, because that helped him out. I mean, obviously he's injured right now, but it's a hamstring. It doesn't have anything to do with his size.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like big Tua is going to play. It looks like that. So, and Waddle. So,
is that a relief or no?
I don't know if that has anything, but
yeah, I mean, Tua's definitely the best quarterback on the roster, regardless. But I mean, I don't know if that changes the outcome. And Marco says that Brian Thomas Jr. is available via trade, which is, if someone can go and jump on him, that kid has immense talent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the New York Giants, there was talk of trade for Jalen Waddle. I would be calling Jacksonville quick, fast, in a hurry about Brian Thomas Jr. Because if you compare him with Malik Neighbors for the future, that's a dangerous wide receiver core.
Yeah. So I was actually thinking about doing this for this episode of the Sunday Morning Show. Maybe next week we'll save it. I saw a TikTok where this guy was trying to name players that are better than the Jacksonville wide receiver, Thomas, and see how many they could get. Like 15, 20, how many players are better than Big C Thomas. Maybe we'll do that next week. Guys, does this sound crazy and how sad the Packers defense have been playing? I can see Rodgers throwing for 400 yards and 6 touchdowns.
Oh,
I know James likes the sound of that.
Much, but I get where you're coming from, Anthony. I get where you're coming from.
I'd love it, but he hasn't hit 300 yet this season, so I don't see 400 happening.
What was the most he's thrown? Most yards?
I don't think he has a game over like 260 or 270, but he has 2 4-touchdown games already.
Can you imagine if he threw for like 299? He just needs that one more yard. It's just get the 1 yard.
I mean, he's already at a point where he's got more passing touchdowns than we've seen from this team since Big Ben. So it's it's kind of crazy.
All right, guys. Thank you all for tuning in to the NFL Sunday Morning Show. Thought it was something cool that we do to like the comparisons from then and now. Maybe we'll bring that back if you guys liked it. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe to everybody here. Go shout out to James and the Steelers by the Lake podcast. There's Nikki Steeds, who's actually a host of the NFL Pick'ems Tuesday night, and his 3-point blitz every Tuesday morning. And we got Big C
Standard Time, episode 32.
And then we got Big C down there. Go check out the Finn Posse podcast. It's now called Phoenix Envy. There you go. Phoenix Envy. All right. That's a fantasy name. That's a different one. With that being said, guys, like, share, and subscribe. We'll catch you all later. Have a great football Sunday. Let's go Eagles. Boom.
Peace.